Kachonga'd out of place. We had things Kachonga'd all out of place. But that's all right. That's what happens on live internet television, and especially here on Grown Man Record Night, where we got a full studio audience and we're all pretty much retarded at this point. We're all retarded. Ain't that wrong being retarded, right? My man Steve, who's filling in for Cameraman this evening. Cameraman's off taking his nephew camping, which is noble. You know what I mean? That's noble. That's a noble thing to do. And so we got some folks filling in, helping us do the right thing this evening. And we're going to start this evening off with a good old-fashioned monologue. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week. A lot of things have been going on. A lot of things have been going on this week in the news, in the culture, with the people. And that's what we're about here on Grown Man Record Night, is with the people. It's all about the people. IRS has gotten in trouble this week, right? Yeah? You've seen where the IRS have been getting in trouble. They've been messing with the Tea Party, right? And I don't know. That's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up, man. Singling out people and scrutinizing them for their taxes and whatnot. But I'll give the IRS credit. If you're going to single out some people, it takes some balls to do it to the people that wear a whole lot of denim. They obviously know Jesus firsthand, and they all carry machine guns. So, more power to you. If you want to screw with the mothers in the country that have the machine guns and they know Jesus on like a first name basis, go right for it. Go right for it. I don't know. I don't know why you pick. I figured you'd pick on retards if you're going to pick on people. If you're going to pick on people, pick on the retards. No. We're going to go for the mugs that carry machine guns around. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, also, I figured out about this Wednesday. Everybody was saying there's been a big tragedy in Cleveland. There's this huge tragedy in Cleveland. I'm like, you guys are obviously talking about the Cleveland Browns and their draft picks, right? And about Wednesday, I figured out, no. It was actually a bunch of poor people that was tortured and raped. That's bad too. The Browns are bad, and raped poor people, that's bad too. That's not a good situation. We don't want it. We don't want any of that to happen. Let's see, what else has happened this week? What else has been going on? Let's see. I saw where in Texas, this 18-year-old kid took a baited hook and caught an 800-pound alligator. Big 800-pound alligator, and I saw it front-faced on CNN. And, you know, it's that's cool. I appreciate that 18-year-old doing that, and it's always good to see that Roseanne Barr can still get work.
Roseanne.
800-pound alligator. Roseanne Barr. Right?
18.
Right. That's a big alligator with skin. She's fat. I understand. Yeah. Okay. And moving on the world of music this week, Black Sabbath debuted a new song. They did it on the CBS network during CSI, which is kind of a funny choice because, you know, CSI is probably the only demographic of audience that probably still saw Black Sabbath and said, "Who are these youngsters out here playing all this rock and roll? I gotta go empty my colostomy bag because I watch CSI and CBS and I'm old."
Well, I hope your levels are okay.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I also thought when they first said that there was a problem in Cleveland and somebody was holding somebody hostage, was it our economy? Been holding our economy hostage? No, it's not that. And I was like, what else has been missing for 10 years? What else has been missing for 10 years? NBC's primetime lineup. You've been holding Seinfeld and Friends hostage? No, it ain't that. Like I said before, it was poor raped people. That was different. So anyhow, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us here on Grown Man Record Night, special edition. First monologue. We got some folks hanging out in the studio. We're gonna get down with some cool shit. We got some brand new records we're gonna talk about. But wanted to just start you out with a little fresh. A little fresh. A little bit of let's let you know what's going on in the world. And jamming some blues over us right here, right now.
Toss to this video.
Let's check this out.
What do you want to say about this video?
You know, we've talked about Jerry Belson and Jerry Davis of the past couple of weeks, and we went out on the street this week, and let's just see what other folks had to say about Jerry Davis and Jerry Belson, and we'll come back with the show here momentarily.
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
Davis.
Why?
Sounds like a better name.
Belson,
Why?
because it's a B.
Jerry Davis.
Why?
I just think he's underrated.
Jerry Davis.
Why Jerry Davis?
I have no idea who those people are, and so I just picked one. Jerry Belson because it started with us first.
Jerry Davis,
Why?
because it's the second one.
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
I don't know who either of those are.
Yes, you do. Pick one.
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis? Jerry Davis?
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
Jerry McBride.
Why?
Because he's my boss.
Yeah, I just got one question for you. Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
Jerry Davis.
Why?
I like the last name.
Okay. Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
Davis.
Why?
Sounds like a better name.
Belson,
Why?
because it's a B.
Jerry Davis.
Why?
I just think he's underrated.
Jerry Davis.
Why Jerry Davis?
I have no idea who those people are, and so I just picked one. Jerry Belson because it started with us first.
Jerry Davis,
Why?
because it's the second one.
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
I don't know who either of those are.
Yes, you do. Pick one.
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis? Jerry Davis?
Jerry Belson or Jerry Davis?
Jerry McBride.
Okay,
How
so
about that? How
we're
about
live
that?
here
You
on the set.
You saw the results of that.
You saw the results?
Study.
That's a little man on the street action.
Jerry Davis was preferred over Jerry Belson.
I think that's a little skewed.
Well, I think it's
Steve?
skewed, and I think if they knew a little more about Belson and Davis, they may have chosen otherwise.
Yeah, you know, and Jerry Davis versus Jerry Belson, that's the thing we'll continue here on the program.
Belson's a winner.
Belson's a winner.
Davis is a nominee.
Davis
Forever
gets in
nominee.
there.
Belson's a big winner.
McBride's always solid.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with McBride.
He's always
if he'd
solid.
have entered the race earlier, I think he probably would have taken this thing.
Yeah. So hey, you brought over these Cubans, right?
Yeah.
These illegal cigars.
They're. I don't know if the cigar itself is illegal. I mean, they are Cuban cigars bought in Guatemala City, in a hotel. Was it the whatever that Hilton hotel is?
Hey man, we getting levels on both me and Steve.
You getting levels on me?
Yeah, we're doing this all. This is live. We got
Getting
friends
levels? How
in the
about
house.
my
Let me tell you a little something.
We got drum level.
Drum level. Steve's kind of a hippie. He brought a drum. You know, the hippie when
I thought it would go well with your monologue. You need something.
I need a little something.
That
was
monologue. That was a dying monologue.
That was a dying monologue.
That
Topical. It's topical humor.
Very topical.
That's a Jay Leno monologue. That's exactly right. Which means terrible, but that's all right. I'm okay with terrible. I'll take terrible and I'll work up from there.
I think if you go with terrible, it's a good thing.
Yeah?
Go
Okay.
with it. Go
All
with
right.
it. Emo Phillips is a good example of going with
Emo
terrible.
Phillips is a good example.
Going with terrible.
Having trouble keeping this Cuban.
Well, there's 7 years they were sitting in my underwear drawer. For 7 years, and today I tried to revive them, and I put them in a bag with a moist paper towel.
Yeah.
And then halfway later in the day, I took them out and let them dry out a little bit. So it's going to be a hard drag, but it's old tobacco.
It's old tobacco, yeah.
It's a Cuban cigar.
It's good tobacco. It still tastes like good tobacco, but it does kind of taste like underwear drawer.
There's a little bit of that. An octopus.
Like those octopus chips we had a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
It's like octopus chips mixed with underwear drawer and Cuban tobacco.
So yeah. So you have a good week?
Not a bad week.
Yeah.
It was a tough week.
Do some digging.
I did a little digging this week.
We went digging.
We went digging this week. We went to a spot
We
and
went to a place we've been to before, but there's been a change in the game.
it's been a little while since I've been over that way. I didn't realize it maybe have been a whole week.
I believe
a week,
Somebody's went
a
to
year.
Dig of the Week graphic.
Dig of the Week graphic? Okay.
I think we can go ahead and do that.
All right, we'll go to Dig of the Week graphic already.
Because I've got a story to tell. Why don't you go ahead and
Tell a
start?
story. Okay.
You want me to tell a story?
Yeah, tell a story.
So we go to this place,
Yeah.
and what is that?
That's Esquivel.
Oh, okay. We go to this place, and there's a whole other area that's been opened up, and
Right.
we're digging through there. I'd been there. I actually went there earlier in the week and didn't even see that stuff until I was leaving. And the guy said, "You see the new stuff?" And so, of course, I had to come back, and I brought you. And that's when
Yeah.
we dug, and there was some stuff.
There was some stuff.
But I came across one thing that I thought was really kind of goofy looking. So
Yeah.
I passed on it, and I got some Stanley Clark, George Duke.
Oh,
some really
yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah, that's good,
And I
cool
was
stuff.
home, I know a little bit about Stanley Clark. I want to see who he played with before, and come to find out he played with this band, Return to Forever. Which, okay, I'm an idiot if you guys know what Return to Forever is. It's Chick Corea and Stanley Clark, and I think Herbie Hancock was in an early rendition
Oh,
of
that's-
it. And so this is fusion, and there was this one album called Romantic Warrior,
Yeah.
and I looked at the picture, and it's the album that I picked up and thought was really goofy looking.
It's pretty goofy looking.
It's real goofy looking. And if I could put my hands on it,
You know
it's
where
one
it
of those
is.
things where you need to have your hands on it right when you're talking about it. And here I am, an idiot, boneheaded idiot. So anyway, I had to go back there today.
Right. You went back to the
And I
spot
looked-
today.
And I could not remember where I saw it. And I ended up going through every record that I looked at before, sometimes some places twice. Here's the record. And it's really kind of goofy looking in terms of
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have picked that up on the
fantasy
spot.
art of the time, but it's a
Yeah.
jazz fusion record, and apparently it's their it was the hottest selling album they had. They sold 500,000 copies. So it's the real deal.
Don't forget to project, Steve. You got to project. You got to project your voice.
I do like the font in it though.
The font.
So,
Who fonted?
there you go. And I picked up another Return to Forever album as well. This is called. This one was their last studio album. Called Music Magic.
Music Magic. What year is this?
77.
77?
76 and 77. So
76 and 77.
At
Who
one
put this
point-
out? What label is this on?
Mr. Label. La. It is on Columbia.
Columbia.
Yeah. In fact, this was,
Red label?
I'm glad you said that. Return to Forever was the first album on Columbia by this band, and it was one of the reasons maybe they got higher sales because Columbia had a sales engine going.
That's true.
But it's I'm just really now discovering this band, and I have never listened to that album, so I'm excited about that one
So
day.
we'll drop that on a little bit later.
We might if we can get some fusion back in the system.
We'll get some fusion back in the system. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What else?
Mahavishnu Orchestra, we've discovered them. They're totally awesome.
Of course.
And
John McLaughlin,
this is
whatnot.
another avenue of a very good band.
Yeah. So we'll follow that lineage on down the line.
So I think that was my dig because I had to go back. I went back to this place 3 times in a week and ended up finally getting this album that I probably was the best album I got that.
For our
that
folks
week.
out of state, the spot we're talking about, it's a furniture store, and it's like an antique store, and they sell a bunch of signs, like old signs and
Well, whatever you find in an antique mall.
crazy antique mall kind of stuff. But there's one whole section of this place that's
It looks like a record store.
it's a record store.
They've got the old rack.
Everything's $2. Some stuff
Some
marked
stuff,
a little higher, but
sometimes
you,
they just charge you $2.
you generally end
no
up with
matter
$2.
what. There you go.
I've ended up with some conkers there that have been really bad, but I've got really good about paying attention to condition.
I think the blues album we just listened to.
Yeah, we listened to a blues album earlier. That's a blues volume 2 or 3 on Chess Records. Got about. I don't have a lot of blues records. You don't see them a whole lot unless you
No,
really
people don't
seek
like
them out.
to give those away.
And it's
They're
give
smart.
me that cover up there.
The blues volume 2, is it?
3, I believe. Yeah.
Volume 3.
And this is actually on Chess Records, which is one of the great blues. Thanks, sir. Great blues. It's got Washboard Slim, Willie Dixon, Little Milton, Howlin' Wolf, Little Walter, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker. They really shouldn't put Little Walter and Muddy Waters next to one another because that's asking for somebody to the
Like you
word
just
shit.
did.
Like I just did. John Lee Hooker, Sonny Boy Williamson, Jimmy Witherspoon, Elmore James, Jimmy Rogers. The whole thing is in good. It's good shape. Chess Records. It's a reissue from '88 on MCA Records, but it was originally pressed in '64.
It's still great to have that.
It's so great. I can't believe I ran into it, and I'm really glad I did. Really glad I ran into that record. Wanted to mention while we got a little time here. We got a little time. We got a little time here, studio audience. Mention if you're joining us on the live stream, always make sure you run your Mozilla Firefox
With ad blocker.
or Google Chrome, and you want to run the Ad Blocker Plus. And we thank Sean0612 for hooking us up with that knowledge. Totally, woo! It's frothy.
It was Cuban.
It's Cuban. It's frothy. That's like beer and Cuban tobacco. But it eliminates all the bullshit ads on Ustream, and not to mention on YouTube and on Facebook.
And on some news websites that put way too many ads on their pages. I wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but it just takes care of all the problems you have on the internet with
You don't have to look at
advertising.
any ads. And sometimes it's
Unless
a good
you
thing.
want to.
Sometimes you want to look at some ads. That's fine
Yeah.
too. Cooper.
It's like I went pursuing that new video with Leonard Nimoy and Quinto from Star Trek. The new Spock, I forget his name.
Starting a fire. Things are on fire.
But I went looking for that. It was an ad, but I wanted
Yeah.
to see it.
Sure, absolutely.
I chose to view the ad.
You chose, did you choose it on Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday is the day of choice, and that's the day you want to choose things. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Did you ever listen to Cha-Cha on Tuesday?
Cha-Cha on Tuesday.
Yeah. Do you choose to listen to
I
Cha-Cha?
choose it. Also wanted to mention, speaking of Sean 0612.
Bringing it, baby.
Oh, Esquivel. That's what we're jamming in the background here.
Next? What you got next?
I don't have anything, so I just put the blues back on.
That's all right.
Hook me up.
All right.
We can go
I'll
to-
talk about a record, then I'll bring you something.
We can go this.
Go to that.
Hey,
So
cue that up.
we've got, like I said, we've got guests in the studio. We got a studio audience. Cameraman is out of the building.
The show's
this
getting
evening.
big.
It's getting big for such a small studio. This is a big endeavor. Cameraman is out of the studio this evening. He is doing the right thing, taking his nephew camping, right?
That's
and
good.
that's good things, man.
It's a good
And,
time to camp.
They're out there in nature,
Before the shit of summer.
absorbing before it gets too hot. He's teaching the youngin' about pond cones and what to do with fire and whatnot. That's all good stuff. So
What is that? That's good. No, what is that?
That's
Blue-
your-
the
that's your
blues-
record.
That's
That's
the
your
blues
record.
album. No, that's the blues album. That's your record.
the blues record. The blues record. Okay, here we go. Here
Are
we
we
go.
on the air?
We're on the air.
My
We're on the air.
God,
We're live.
What is this?
We're live.
What kind of junky thing is this?
We're just this is live. This is a dynamic situation, Steve. This is what happens when you're on
Let's
live
start over. Let's start
live
over.
internet.
We can start over, though, right?
Television. 3, 2, 1. Here we are. We're Grown Men Record Night live on Friday night.
Hey,
we're doing
everybody.
We're doing this live from the top.
So you did some digging.
I did some digging this week as well.
Tell me what was your favorite thing you came away with, like.
Oh, my favorite thing? I don't know about favorite. Let me just run through some of the digs.
Okay.
Let me run through some of the digs. Hey, I tell you what. Before I run through some of the digs, at a request of some of the listeners, let me just let you know what we've been talking about
Oh.
throughout this evening.
Okay.
what we've listened to, if you've joined us from the head of the program, we had, it's a big band compilation of the 30s and 40s. My mom hooked me up. This came from the library. And makeshift cameraman, if you hold that up in front of the lens, it's a flip that guy over. There you go. It's something my mom picked up. It's a compilation. I don't know much about it. We listened to a little bit of it early on. It's got some early jazz. We like to start with early jazz, Dixieland, big band and whatnot, and then slide on into main jazz, and that was some of our first stuff we played this evening. It's hot in here, so all the plastic is sticking. Look at that. All the plastic is sticking. We followed that up with Ambassador Satch. European concert recording by Ambassador Satch. Columbia LP.
Is that Satchmo?
Satchmo.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong and his All-Stars. I'm not sure what year this was put out, but we listened to this first, second, something like that. It was good. Good stuff. What is this we're listening to, Steve?
Oh, this is that Romantic Warrior album.
The Romantic Warrior album. And who's this by?
This is Return to Forever.
Return to
Chick
Forever.
Corea, Stanley Clark.
Chick Corea, Stanley Clark.
Al Di Meola on guitar. If you ever heard Al Di Meola, I'm gonna blow your mind.
That's good stuff. So you just picked this up today.
I did.
So this is a fresh dig, folks. We're going
This
live
was
with
probably
this.
my dig of the week.
It's
Maybe
probably
that
your-
Buddy Rich album we heard. Did you see? Did you
Yeah,
have
that Buddy-
in here?
yeah,
That
Buddy
thing-
Rich.
Let me tell you something about the Buddy Rich album that I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at. I like to look around and see
I love Buddy Rich,
who the
man.
players were, because Buddy Rich was a tough guy. My bass player Andy saw Buddy Rich once.
He was
and
mean.
He would be on stage and he would they'd finish the song and he'd say 37 and they'd go right into a song and they'd say 24 and if you screwed that up,
Yeah.
they knew their songs by numbers, and he even told the audience, goes, you guys might be wondering why these fellas, I'm yelling out these numbers, and, that's because these fellas been learning to play it. We got our list down, but 37 is a certain number, and that's how we do it. Just matter of fact. But on that album, the studio bass player is Tony Levin. If you know who Tony Levin is, Tony Levin is Peter Gabriel's bass player that he's had most of his solo career.
Yeah.
He's King Crimson's bass player ever since 1980. He's an incredible musician.
Yeah. I've been listening to. I listened to some.
It just blew my mind because it's 74 and it's a different world, and it's a crazy, Buddy Rich has terrible hair and bad teeth, and
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
there's
that.
Tony Levin on that album. It just blew my mind.
Woody Allen actually grew up. He was friends with like Buddy Rich's brother or some shit like that, and ended up going over. And Woody Allen was actually like a drummer. And so this is a true story. I heard this on a podcast.
Not a clarinet player like he is.
Yeah, exactly. He was a drummer. And so his brother lets him in, and he's like, hey, here's my brother's drum set. And so he lets Woody Allen in. He starts playing Buddy's drum set. And Woody knew some stuff that was going on. And then Buddy Rich showed up and was like, hey kid, you're a pretty good drummer. And like Woody Allen's like, oh, well, this is what he was already touring around with some bands, but he wasn't like the shit like he is now.
Right.
And he ended up seeing him like years and years later, and said you should have stayed a drummer and all this stuff. They had this weird rapport, Woody Allen and Buddy Rich. But he said something about like he talked about when Woody Allen talks about Buddy Rich, he talks about what a badass he is and how he cussed out his bandmates and he beat people up, and he was a real.
Woody Allen's probably afraid to stay a drummer, knowing Buddy Rich would be hard on him.
Oh yeah, and he was really hard on musicians and his friends.
He demanded a certain level that
he knew what he
hardly
wanted.
ever attained.
That's a weird aesthetic as a musician.
But he's that good.
You're either like that cool guy everybody wants to play with, or you're that guy that when you show up, they're like, no, it's got to be.
You got that.
Ba-da-ba-bop, ba-da-ba-bop-bop-bop. Play that. Play that. No, it's wrong. Ba-da-ba-bop, ba-da-ba-bop-bop-bop. You're missing the bop. You got to go to the bop. You're missing the bop. Oh, okay. We're getting somebody else in here. That's how Buddy Rich was. He's probably an asshole to hang out with.
I'm sweating after that.
I'm sweating. Woo! My balls are like a swamp. I'll be honest with you. So, hey, let's keep going. We had a brand new record I picked up from that same spot. We were talking about something special. It's a Hall of Fame Jazz Greats. Had Milt Jackson on the front side, which is what we listened to. Dexter Gordon's All-Stars. This is a compilation or something they re-released where they put like some hits on one side and hits on another. I'm not sure when this came out. If you want to show this to the cameraman, makeshift cameraman, the bossman cameraman.
They put hits on one side and hits on the other?
Yeah, but it's like different people. But I played the Milt Jackson side because I love Milt Jackson on the vibes. It's always legit.
Now this
shit.
next one, in addition to being cool because it is Donald Byrd, I noticed the artwork looked very familiar to me, and it's Al Hirschfeld.
Oh really? He's the one that
The
drew
guy
that?
who did the NBC
Peacock
at one point. He's
No
done
way.
A lot of cool art for the New York, one of those New York.
So I picked this up for a couple bucks. It's an old Donald Byrd recording,
And
man.
his name is usually somewhere in the art. You can find Al or something.
Donald
as I recall.
Byrd caricatures. This is 1976.
We love Donald Byrd.
I love Donald Byrd. I love everything he's done. And of course, when you see this in like an antique or thrift store, what label is this on? We listened to
Blue
this
Note.
earlier. Blue Note.
It's really cool to spin records.
I'll tell
and
you what,
see it,
man.
And it says Chess,
Oh.
or it says Stax, or it says Blue Note.
I'm a
and you're
big
like, you know
Verve
what?
guy, but when you see Blue Note, oh my lord.
Even Reprise is nice to see. Because they had some
I've
great,
seen
great
Blue
artists.
Note so rare that when you see it, man, you just gotta get it. And it's Donald Byrd on Blue Note. That is just ridiculous. You gotta get that. That was great. That was really, this is later Donald Byrd, after he started Blackbird or helped those cats get going, and it's man, it's crazy. It's a little funky, a little fusiony. Not straight. It's not like Blackbird Donald Byrd, but it's on Blue Note. It was just crazy. I'm so glad to have had that. That's just great.
We already talked about this one.
Speaking of Buddy Rich, this is the Buddy Rich album you're talking about. We played this
Old,
earlier.
with black hair and old teeth.
The Roar of '74. Cool
But
cover.
but
It's worth
awesome.
showing the cover,
It's
though,
awesome.
man. It's worth showing the cover. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Craziness.
Hey, we also kicked off your tease with that. Thank God It's Friday. Let me see that right. And I want to ask the crowd if maybe they can pitch in and tell us, should this be Mike's theme song for the show?
That's my name, dude.
You can start the show with Thank God It's Friday. It's disco.
Yeah.
Which is not my favorite, but it is Thank God It's Friday. Come on.
Yeah.
Like you said, you get one a week, and this
One Friday a week.
this exclaims.
What you gonna
that,
do with
so.
it? You gonna sit at home and be a bitch about it, or are you gonna take advantage of your Friday and make things happen?
Yeah. And then speaking of getting into fusion,
Yeah, we took that on into some fusion. Alphonse Mouzon. This is By All Means, featuring Herbie Hancock, Freddie Hubbard, Lee Ritenour, Sea Wind Horns. Cool cover. What is this on? Give the Gift of Music, it says. Nothing wrong with doing that. We listened to this a little earlier. This is on the PA USA label. I looked this up yesterday. I can't remember the year for this. It's crazy. This was a great fusion album. This really bridged the gap well between jazz and fusion. It was kind of in betweeners, but all the players. This is great. This is a $2 record, folks.
And here's a record that the cameraman himself, the cameraman we have today, kind of turned us onto this band.
That's true.
He
Cameraman,
brought
our
some vinyl-
makeshift
he brought some
cameraman,
vinyl back from
AKA the
across the
Bossman.
Mason-Dixon line.
AKA the Bossman. I've got like 3
You probably had to bring it on like some kind of Underground Railroad of vinyl.
Underground Railroad.
This is Passport.
With some black people?
However, man.
Abolitionists.
However.
That's the word.
However it can be done.
I bet that was a dope train ride. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I know Rochester had a really big hub for the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, baby.
Frederick Douglass, man. I mean,
With Unitarians working them through there.
yeah.
Kodak took pictures.
There you go.
Yeah. Eastman, baby.
And they stopped and had a
Trash plate.
great trash plate.
Woo!
Trash plate. Hey, let me tell you another dig I had this week. This band here,
Yeah.
Graham Central Station.
Oh, yeah,
You know
man.
anything about
Graham
Graham
Central
Central Station? Larry Graham was the bass player for Sly and the Family Stone. And he is credited with the slap bass. He's accredited with the bass you hear when you hear Les Claypool play bass.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you'll hear it in some of this stuff, and it's just It's off the chain. This is solo album the first album in '73. I think this was an album from '76 maybe, and there's another one over at that place, and I'm going to get it.
You ain't getting nothing. Ah!
Grand Central Station, I must have as much of it as I can.
That's good stuff, man.
It's really good. And we're going to hear a little of that when we get into some funk a little later, I think.
Yeah?
Please,
The shout out time?
A little funkadelic.
A little funk. Oh, I got some funk records I need to play. We're going to do a little shout out. We're going to do a little shout out.
You want to do a shout out?
We'll do a little shout out. We're gonna do a little shout out. We're gonna get nasty with it, because we're talking blonde chicks. You're talking blonde chicks. You're talking Katie Latkin, watching live, Grown Man Record Night, watching it live on the internet. I mean, that's
Man, I think we should give a shout out to Poss.
Poss.
Yeah, I think Poss needs a shout out.
Do it.
Shout out to Poss.
That's what I'm saying.
What can I say? What can I say about Poss?
We got whenever we got blonde chicks watching, man,
I need another one on the deck.
I get a little itchy.
You need another record.
Hang on, I got something.
got
Let's talk a
something?
little
You got
bit
something?
since we're in the dig of the week. We're in
Dig it and then let's play it.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with my dig of the week and we'll go in. I got picked up another Herbie Mann. This is Herbie Mann Mellow. This is on Atlantic's 81 Herbie Mann. This is my third Herbie Mann record. And
Ron Burgundy all the way, baby.
my man Deep Crates from Florida, the cat with a mask, man.
Yes.
I respect that dude, man. He said, never pass on a Herbie Mann.
Never passed on a Herbie. I've passed on a few, but it's just that
It's when you've been in that situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a rare situation.
Yeah.
If you're in a thrift store and you see a Herbie Mann,
I bought a Herbie
you're not-
Mann record.
yeah, you're not
just
going
the
to pass
other
on a
day.
Herbie Mann.
In fact, I'll show it to you real quick since you're
Yeah.
talking Herbie Mann.
Let's cue that up.
This one's
We'll
called-
show that and then cue her up.
Yeah.
That's one I picked up. I don't know what that sounds like. It's Herbie Mann Mellow, 81. It's a little later Herbie Mann. Great flautist.
Man, this is about as good as the flute gets, by the way.
Yeah.
Although, except I've got a Varese.
Except for Ron
I've got a
Burgundy.
Varese piece called Density 21.5, which is the density of platinum. Ooh. This one's called the Mississippi Gambler by Herbie Mann.
Woo!
Looks kind of trippy a little bit. What I really like about it is the inside sleeve. I'm going to flip this open real quick. It's rather crazy. It's Herbie Mann. He's holding a card.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Ace of Clubs, and that's where all the liner notes are. And
Yeah.
I actually know a guy who has the same name as an organ player on the Ace of Clubs right there.
Oh, yeah. You talking about the football coach.
Yeah, Mike Leach.
Set!
I know that guy.
Blue 22!
I haven't seen him since the coaching days.
Set!
Hey.
Up!
So that's Herbie Mann.
Hey, Karma.
Hello, Karma.
Yeah, we got a dog in here trying to get on the camera. That's inappropriate.
What's
So,
next?
okay, what's next? Let's keep it moving. These are all digs I picked up yesterday. Hadn't heard most of these. As we're going to slide from this jazz
I
fusion.
can't believe I pulled this.
Yeah, that's all right. Kill it. 1, 2, 3. Kill your bear. 1, 2, 3. Steve's killing it. Okay, thought he was gonna kill it.
Is my level okay? I don't want to project. You can turn me up if you
You
have
should
to.
project.
You can turn me up if you have
You should project.
I don't want to
use
I don't wanna
your-
leave my range.
You gotta use your voiceover voice.
I almost bought that on Monday and I passed.
The Instafunk?
I set a
Okay.
number limit on money and I said don't
Yeah.
go over this. So.
Well, I've got another instant funk record. I thought it was Instafunk. It's instant
They're
funk.
funky, but I mean they're funky going into the disco era. I mean
It is.
and
It
that's
is.
Okay.
There's
That's
some
okay.
disco in this.
Add water.
There's some disco that I like.
Just
a
add
lot.
water, you got disco. You exactly right. There's some slow tracks on this. This, I mean,
I like Donna Summer.
this is a perfect. I was talking about this the other day. These cats on the back. It's like these guys all showed up and they were like, "Oh, we're all gonna take our shirts off." And this one guy was probably like, "You want me to wear my sailor cap?" I'd be disappointed if you didn't wear your sailor cap. Oh, word. So I'm gonna wear my sailor cap. On the back of that record, man. There's all these black
Wear
dudes.
your sailor cap.
There's all these black dudes
My-
with their shirts off.
I
There's
think
one
my-
dude with a sailor cap on, like a captain's hat.
I think
Yep.
my necklace was messing with my microphone.
It could have
so
been.
I think this
What's
is.
up, Wanda?
I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this right here.
So, instant funk. I've got another one called Witch Doctor that I know is really funky, and I really like that record. This is another one. I picked it up for $2. It's 79 Sal Soul record. So we'll see what this holds. I don't know. I haven't even previewed this.
I see
But-
something over there you've previewed.
This I do know. I didn't know before I bought it. I didn't know before I bought it. Let me just put that out there. This when you get a cover like this is Sun Force of Nature, right? And this is let's see what year this is.
I almost got this one just looking at the cover.
Yeah, this is one I would buy.
These guys are
Yeah,
Maybe see an album with like, I don't know, more than 6 black guys on it, and they're doing something other than just wearing their jeans. You got to check it out.
That's right. You got that right. This is
Look at the
81.
Commodore. Look at Earth, Wind, and Fire.
This is 81 on Capitol, Sun Force of Nature. And I previewed one track when I was in the actual spot. I pulled it up on my phone.
How many guys you got on the cover?
I listened to 3 seconds of it, and I'm like, oh, funky enough, $2, bought it. And I got back to into the work, and I listened to it on YouTube, and I'm like, this is going to be the real deal. So,
They got the
9
Power
guys,
Rangers,
2 white guys.
that's the
7
Power
black
Rangers.
guys.
That's what the Power Rangers originally looked like.
on BET.
On BET. That's the BET Power Rangers.
What's that? Captain Planet?
No. Man, so I wasn't sure about this because sometimes you'll pull a record like this and you're like, yeah, man, funk up your ass, son. And you put it on, it's like, baby,
Yeah, there's a couple.
I
when I
want
see them,
to slow dance with you.
I want them to be something, but I'm afraid there's something else.
And that's not what this one is. I was scared
What
about
about
it.
Slave?
Slave, I've
Good
got,
example.
yeah, Slave is a
You
good
look
example.
at Slave, you're like, oh, Slave. And it's
Dope cover,
kind of holy.
dope insert,
That's
you
okay.
pull it out, you put it on, and you may have 2 tracks. That's cool. You get it for 50 cents, that's cool. 2 tracks for 50 cents is fine. You actually pay a little bit on it because you think it's going to be a dope funk record, and you're going to be disappointed. But anyhow. Hey, I also picked up, speaking on that funk tip,
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
that's a cup clap coming at you. It's a funkadelic that I don't have. Uncle Jam Wants You. What you know about this funk record?
I don't know anything. Well, what year is that?
Let's see here. God, this
Still got the
writing
great-
is
still got the
so
great-
small.
The great artwork on the back. I love
This is
that.
79 on Warner.
Funky.
Funkadelic. This will be my
Inner
4th or
city art.
5th. It's got a big old gatefold on it.
that's nice.
Oh, that's a nice gatefold. I don't know what kind of shape this is in. So we may put this on later and
Year
it,
is it?
79. That's not bad.
Okay,
It's got one little thing on it. It needs to be cleaned up a
Damn.
little bit.
That's all right. Every funk, if it ain't dirty, it ain't a good funk
Yeah,
record.
that's yeah. If it's not dirty, it's not been played and jammed to and danced to and funk
Spilled
records.
drinks on it.
Yeah, because when I think of funk records, I think of like good times, and like when they're like, we're
Or
gonna
at
have a
least-
party.
At least the artwork on the wall in the open a good time. That's a funk record.
Well,
there's a funk
there's a
record
few
being
different
played.
episodes where they're like, hey, I got a new record, and they put the new record on, and as soon as they put the record on, they cut to the next shot. Everybody in the shot
What
is.
do they put the record on? What do they put the record on?
A turntable.
Hi-fi?
Hi-fi.
Kind of like one.
Oh, easy. We didn't bring that in here. We should have brought that. Where we should have.
We will bring.
We'll bring it in there. We'll bring it in here. We'll bring it
Some way
in.
we need to do that.
Yeah, I should have did that
Can
before
one
we started the
person
show.
carry it?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll do
Let's
it.
show
I'll
that
bring
off,
it in.
cameraman. This is a Funkadelic 79 on Warner. Never heard it before. It could be gnarly. I don't
It's like the
know.
Outcast cover.
It look-
The Big Boy album.
That's right. That's right. Outcast, Big Boy album. Look at that, and then open the gatefold. It's a pretty dope gatefold, a pretty dope back cover as well. All the way around. Funkadelic, Parliament, George Clinton. The record's gonna fall out. Watch that shit. Yeah, it's kind of busted up. Cover's in rough shape. It looks like the record's okay. I'm not gonna pass on a Funkadelic for $2. I don't care if I get 2 tracks out of it, son. That's worth it. That's worth it. Totally worth it. That's worth $2 to put that up in a frame and just get down with it. So when we get to funk, we're gonna transition into some of that stuff, man. Let's see what else we got. I'm just gonna kind of.
You got the Herbie Mann playing right now.
Okay, we got Herbie Mann playing now. This is the one I picked up today. Oh yeah, listen to that. That's legit. Just like my man Deep Crate said, my man with a mask. Don't pass on Herbie Mann. That's always dope. Unless it's like $7, $8. Don't pass on Herbie Mann. That's legit. So I was fortunate enough to pick up. Well, let's talk about this first. This is a weird record I picked up, and when I saw it, I was immediately like, I'm not going to pass on this. It looks like the cover's in great shape, the record's in great shape, and it's something that when you look it up even on Discogs, man, it's not even something that you see very often. I don't think anybody even had it for sale. This is a record called Country Moog, switched on Nashville. And so what this is the country take on the Moog synthesizer. So you're talking, they've got Foggy Mountain Breakdown, Yakety Moog, Folsom Prison Blues, Wildwood Flower, Orange Blossom Special, Gentle on My Mind, Little Green Apples, Last Date, Harper Valley PTA. What? Cattle Call, Walking the Floor of You. And this is crazy. Look at this cover, man. I don't know what this sounds like. I can only imagine. When you're talking about doing some country, just the dopest of the dopest country tracks, but doing it on a Moog synthesizer. I mean, Jesus.
It up on the B-side.
Jesus, yeah, yeah. So we're gonna get that going here real shortly. Maybe we'll listen to that when we take us a little break and we go before we do So to Speak and Chip Chat. We'll listen to a little country Moog. Love the Moog synthesizer. Love some classic country tracks. Asheville for the Moog Fest, man. That's right up the road. A couple hours from us here.
You ain't never been.
I ain't never been. Hey, our guest.
You ain't never gonna go either, probably.
Now, I don't like people. So, Steve, tell us a little bit about what Moog Fest is about. Our guest, Steve Jones, has been to Moog Fest a couple of times now. Tell us what this like, and tell us some of the acts that you've seen live, including their presentations. Just to give you a little.
Well, let's see. The first year I went, I saw. Who did I see? The Flaming Lips put on a great show.
Yeah.
But they're not all that. I mean, they're about Moog a little bit.
Yeah.
Stephen Droz is the man when it comes to electronics for that band. But who else did I see that year? I saw Terry Riley.
Oh, Terry Riley.
Who is a minimalist composer, the early 60s. Then he discovered electronic music, and it's awesome.
Absolutely.
I saw
awesome.
Brian Eno. Was that this past time?
That's the pastime because you paid extra to go to the presentation.
I paid extra to go to his presentation. He just got up and talked about, what he's been doing for the past 40 years.
But he also had the 70 million paintings exhibit live in Asheville, right? And, what was that like?
That was interesting. He sat in this room, and these pictures ever so slowly moved where you didn't see the movement, but if you were to turn your head away and come back, it would look totally different. But it was such a slow progression, but he had all these machines playing these pictures and playing ambient music behind it, and it was just, you could just go in there and mellow out for hours.
Now, the way I understood the 70 million paintings exhibit is that it was different. The reason it was 70 million paintings is the way that the music melded with the visuals is that was every 70 million occurrences, the sequence would be the same.
But there's some great
So
artists.
every exhibit.
Black Moth Super Rainbow.
Black Moth Super Rainbow, also known as Tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yeah.
Of the Chicago area, I think, maybe?
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe.
He's done some stuff with Beck. If you're not familiar with Black Moth Super Rainbow or Tobacco, check that out.
Dream was there.
Oh, are you kidding?
You have to decide who you're going to see and who you're not. I mean, you can buy the whole weekend pass, but sometimes there's so many shows going on at the same time. I also saw a composer named Morton Subotnick who did the first ever recording of electronic music on an LP, and this is it. This is called Silver Apples of the Moon. And
so you saw this cat perform?
I saw this guy perform, and in fact, I ran into another cat named Herb Deutsch, who was a collaborator with Robert Moog to invent the Moog synthesizer and the Mini Moog, and it was incredible. I got to talk to this guy.
You hung out with this guy a little bit, right? In the record store.
This is a record store.
This is not like a sign and drive.
And then I said, "Are you going to go to the Subotnick show?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss it." So
my hearing just left in my left ear. Gone.
Well,
that happens sometimes.
You just need your right ear because I'm right ear. And
hey, girlfriend.
So I run into him after the Subotnick show, and I said, "Did you see the Subotnick?" He goes, "Yeah, it was." he goes, well, you know, he's not really got what he's got, you know, what he used to have. Or he kind of wasn't impressed. I was impressed. It was incredible. But he kind of panned him a little bit. But still, I got to talk to this guy, and he was such an approachable guy, and what a wonderful man, and as great a person as Robert Moog. I mean, it was, and he helped Moog understand the music side of it. He said, you need a keyboard, and it needs to be like this, and you need to have this envelope, and you need a filter, it has to have decay. And so Robert, there was a great story. He said it was either a decay or whatever the hit is on the Moog. The
attack.
It needed an attack, and he goes, well, okay, go over to a hardware store and get me a doorbell. So he went to get a doorbell at the hardware store. When he came out, Robert Moog had it all figured out. He hooked up the doorbell, and when he hit the keyboard, he hit the doorbell, and it created this attack.
Yeah.
And he's just like, that's
attack.
That's the kind of guy he was.
Wow. That's crazy business, man.
But yeah, so I got this for $1.
Have you heard that
Which
yet?
blows my mind.
You listened to it?
Yes, it is mine. This is a record you have to put on like 2:30.
Yeah.
You're not going to play that
We'll get
right
a little
now.
later in the evening. We'll get a little bit, Hey, there's some, look in that freezer right there. There's something for you in there, girlfriend. Let me talk about a couple other records that I picked up at the spot. Dig of the Week, picked them up yesterday. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus.
Movement of the people.
I was a little scared of this because it was in some bad shape, man. But what do we got? Lord have mercy, right near the beach, boy.
I need that down.
It's on me, Nick, up me, double. Hey. So I picked this up because I couldn't resist it. It was a little in rough shape.
Actually, the song Exodus is probably my favorite.
Really clean.
My favorite Bob Marley song.
I cleaned the shit out of this record last night.
If you could put on Exodus.
This actually doesn't sound too bad.
You might save some lives tonight.
I've not run across any of this in thrift stores and stuff. I've been looking around, and it's.
I think the Wailers are in town this weekend.
They are. The Wailers are playing tomorrow night.
The Lakeside.
Ham's Lakeside for all the local dudes. Ham's Lakeside. I'm barred from Ham's for life. I'm not allowed to go to a Ham's restaurant for the rest of my life.
We won't get into that.
We won't get into that.
Let me see what else is on here. This is a great album. Jamming's on here. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Turn Your Lights Down Low.
Yeah.
Three Little Birds.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the greatest hits album?
Yeah, no. It's Exodus. Exodus.
One Love is on here.
Yeah. The B side of this
and
is.
People Get Ready. People Get Ready. There's a train a-coming. Oh! Don't need no tickets. You just get on board.
Yep, that's it. So we're going to play a little of that. I'm really proud to have the little Bob Marley and the Wailers in my collection. I don't have any of that. And it's the first time I've ever ran across it. And it was $2, and it was gnarly. And I cleaned the shit out of it, and it's in fairly decent shape for what it is. I played it last night just to see, and it's pretty good shape. It's a little poppy, but you'll get over it unless you're a.
My Marley album, I got Burnin', which has I Shot the Sheriff.
Yeah.
And it's totally dirty.
So
it needs a deep cleaning. One night we should do the deep cleaning with the glue.
With the wood glue?
With the wood glue.
Yeah, we'll show a tutorial on that. That's the way to really do it. If you got one that's gnarly.
It's like a Biore strip for your vinyl.
It looks like a porcupine! Also picked up, courtesy of you, The Dregs. This is Unsung Heroes, The Dregs. You let me borrow this record a long time ago. This is Arista 1981. Dregs. Steve Morris, also known as Dixie Dregs on some of the records.
They were the Dixie Dregs.
Dixie Dregs originally, and then became
There's
something where some people left and some people came in.
Yeah. Steve Morris is great. He's a Georgia farmer.
Yep.
And
let's hold that up a little bit.
Steve Morris. I played with a guy in Savannah who actually claimed to have a guitar that used to belong. It was like a V guitar that belonged to Steve Morris. He also had the soundboard that belonged to Mother's Finest.
Oh yeah, Mother's Finest.
Sang through it.
That's a great record. It's like fusion, funk, rock, prog.
Oh, it's great. It's totally
that transcends a lot of different genres.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to have that $2, man. I mean, you can't pass that up. Hey, how about Changes? Bowie.
Space Oddity.
Space Oddity.
Oh, that's a greatest. That's a compilation.
Is it a compilation? 76 on RCA, and it's got Changes, Ziggy Stardust.
Got Fame.
Rebel, which I played live without really. I played with Scott Cross's band live. I played Rebel Rebel, and I really didn't know how to play it before I got up there, but I learned the chords. And I knew, so I've played Rebel Rebel live. I think I asked you about it. I was like, how's that go? And I learned the chords, and I played it live in front of a bunch of people, and I just played like I was a rock star.
There you go.
If you just act like you know what you're doing, people are just like, wow, even if you're wrong. Know how to
David
look wrong.
Bowie's new album is actually really,
I've heard
really
that.
good.
I've heard
it's,
that.
It's one of the old albums, like this one. I don't know if this is it.
Yeah.
He's got like a black tape over
With the
part of
square.
it. And it is
One-
really good.
Yeah.
He made it.
Hold that
he
up,
made
man.
it like
A little
clandestine.
Bowie. Yeah.
He would go in to do these secret sessions, and then he'd mix them and have people come back and redo parts, but
Sure.
never really say what he was doing because he didn't want to get out. And it came out, and it's really, really good.
So I'm stoked to put some of these tracks on, man. I mean, I've got a little Bowie in my collection, but not enough.
You got a little Bowie.
Little Bowie downstairs. Record coming out. Oh, no!
Record on the
Oh!
floor. Record on the floor.
Whoop, whoop. Would you hand me a beer, young lady?
It's all right.
Yep. Hey,
What else you got?
What else
see
I
a
got?
I see a couple psych rock albums. That are,
There's some psych rock over here, son.
what?
Klaatu, which is what you hit me to Klaatu. We were in one record store in Rural Hall. What said they were a? Thank you. What said it was a? What did it say? Thrift store.
Oh yeah, it sucks. They had like 15, 20 bucks on records.
Oh yeah, you
And
go
they
in
were
there
not
and
in
look
good shape.
there's a stack of records, and you're like, word. And you go in there and look at the stack of records, and they had like eBay prices on them, like market price for what they were worth. It's like, oh yeah, this record's worth $10, and you have $10 on it. That's not how antique and thrift stores work.
Not thrift stores.
No,
Antique
I understand. Absolutely.
But
I
it
get
wasn't
lots of
it's not an
records.
antique store.
This record's probably worth $5, $7. I don't know. I paid $2. That's how the system works. You've got it at a store. I paid $2. It's worth $5, $7, $9. I'm taking it easy. All right. Taking it easy. So anyhow, Steve told me about this band Klaatu. I've not really known a lot about Klaatu. I've seen them around. I didn't know a whole lot about it. The card stock, I just spit all over this. The card stock of this cover is bananas. It's like, feel that. It's almost a canvas. You know what I mean? So I looked into this. This is the advantage of picking up records on Thursday. I usually pick up records on Friday, and I come home and I'm like, I don't know. It's the first time I've looked at it, and it's the first time you've looked at it, and it's on a label that I don't know anything about. But since I got it yesterday, I looked it up. So this is 72, and it's on Capitol. This is 72, Capitol 77, Klaatu. I looked up the pressing. This is the UK pressing of the Klaatu Hope. Now, UK pressings are a little more hard to come by.
Maybe here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the UK pressings always have better quality vinyl. And it's there's something I don't remember it because I've been drinking, Steve. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
It's Friday. You only get one damn Friday a week, so I've been drinking a little bit.
It's okay.
But UK pressings, there's a thing where the UK vinyl is always better than the US vinyl because they're allowed to use a higher quality and for reasons that I could look it up and act like a
Great
smart
band.
ass. Tell me about Klaatu. What's their deal?
I don't know.
What's
They
their
were the
deal?
band. They came out with a song called "Calling Interplanetary Craft" or something like. And it's a really cool space.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Of all people, not Captain and Tennille, the Carpenters did this song. They even did a video of it. It's really corny, but it's a great song. It's just, calling on whatever.
Yeah.
And people speculated, they didn't know who Klaatu was.
Yeah.
They speculated that it was the Beatles. The Beatles had gotten back together.
They do kind of sound
And it was
Beatley.
This kind of
That's
thing.
true.
This kind of thing happened where people were like, "Oh, it's a." So it took a while for Klaatu to be found out. And I think I heard that Sid Barrett was the one who finally said, "No, man, it's these guys." No, man, I'm thinking about another band. Never mind. What, you got another psych rock album over there?
Yeah, I've actually.
I think you turned me on to these guys.
Yeah, the guy John at Earshot told me about one day. For some reason, he said, "Are you looking for anything specific?" And I was like, you know, I'm really looking for psych rock, weirdo psych rock. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. In the Can genre of things. And I kind of mentioned Can just to kind of
One of my
say.
favorite bands.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, well, here's 4 Can LPs. Take all these. They're $3 a piece. That's not going to happen. But just to kind of let him know where I was coming from, I was like, you know, like Can or, you know. And I was like, okay, hey, have you ever heard of Nectar? And I was like, no. And so he's like, well, the early stuff is better. So we got the Country Moog album up right now.
Yeehaw! What you got on there? What's the first track on
Foggy
there?
Mountain Breakdown.
Foggy Mountain Breakdown.
Hello,
North
Foggy
Carolina.
Mountain
Represent. Whoa. North Cac, baby.
Breakdown.
That's North Cac all day long, son.
Wouldn't it be great if Nixon had a banjo?
Banjo?
Oh, help, no. First, I'd like to talk about Watergate, but first, a little Foggy Mountain Breakdown.
That's what I said.
Steve Martin, I can't steal that. That's Steve
No,
Martin.
you don't steal that. So anyhow, John at Earshot told me about Nectar, and I picked up one of their LPs from like
The
73.
weird one about the story about the blind
Got the
boy and the
story.
bird.
Yeah.
The blue bird and the
You
blind
got
boy.
it. It's called Remember the Something.
Remember the Future.
Remember the Future. Yeah. Good call. Great record. And he was like, oh, that's not that good. If you catch some of their early...
It's awesome, though. There's some breaks in there that kill me.
Oh, I know. He's like, well, if you catch some of their early stuff. And I'm like, well, this was... I put that on when I got home, and I was like, I didn't really think much about it when I put it on.
I picked up another Nectar album.
I was like,
can't remember the name
oh,
of it.
it's great.
Yeah.
This is one neither one of us have.
Neither one of us
Have. This is Nectar Down to Earth on Passport Records, 1974 Bellephone. And I don't know. It's got a cool... Oh, boy. Look at that gatefold.
Wow.
Dude, show that gatefold. That is just crazy business. If guys are looking like that, they're serious about what they're doing. And I'm gonna put it on my turntable, and we'll find out how serious they really are. Jesus, man. Jesus, get off the Notorious. You know what I'm
These
saying?
cigar, I imagine George Burns smoked a cigar like
George
that.
Burns.
Big ass cigar.
Big ass cigar.
You gotta take a whole hand to hold it, you know.
That whole hand.
It's a two-hander.
It's a two-hander. Not like
My wife Gracie.
what was it that had the legendary genitalia?
That was Milton Berle.
Milton Berle. That's the
that's-
one. Yeah, legendary genitalia.
I would tell you about it,
That
but this is a family show.
I don't. Okay, I got one last dig of the week. One last dig of the week. I picked up.
One last dig of the week.
I'm not a huge fan, but I did pick it up because it was $2. Janis Joplin.
Yeah. I like Janice. Janice. That woman could sing like no other. She put her soul into
Got
it.
them old blues. Them old. What does that say?
She wasn't long for this earth.
She wasn't long for this earth.
But she put
I get them old cosmic blues
with a
again,
K
Mama.
and a Z.
This is Columbia.
New York Styles.
Yeah.
That's New York Styles.
This is Columbia. This is the red and orange Columbia. So you're talking 70. Gee whiz, I'll look this up. I don't know. You know,
She's
man.
dead by 71, right?
Yeah. So this is the orange and red Columbia. Look at that. I don't know.
It's probably going to be
Shape
really
look.
good.
The shape looked okay.
Yeah, well,
The shape looked okay.
that's cool.
So yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna try that out. So that's cool. Hey, like I said, folks, we got cameraman is on sabbatical. He's taking his nephew camping. We got some folks in the studio this evening. We
Yeah.
got Steve hanging out with us.
You want to tell the folks about this piece of equipment right here?
I tell you what, let's go to a little music and we'll come back
Okay,
with that,
let's
and
go
we'll
to
start
that.
off. That way we can set up and do a little set shot.
Okay, let's not take
Set
a long
shot.
time doing that, though.
No, we won't do that. We won't do that.
We won't keep you folks waiting.
So, okay. So yeah, we're gonna play a little music, and we're gonna come back with a little, so to speak, and chip chat, and we got a special little treat we're gonna show you, and we appreciate everybody hanging out and spending their Friday night with us here on Grown Man Record Night. So enjoy some of this Country Moog album. I don't know what it holds, folks. I mean, this is uncharted territory for all of us here at the program. And so we're going to listen to a little bit of this. We're going to slide into some crazy business. Come back with So to Speak, Chip Chat, special pickup, something from my grandfather that I picked up this past week. And it's really special to me. Hey, and as a friend of mine, I appreciate you staying with us. I appreciate you staying with us, and we're going to come back and listen to some of this and talk about some of the stuff with all these friends in of the program, in the house, and the thing and the stuff. Boy, we appreciate you. And we'll see you here in just a couple of minutes. Here on Grown Man Record and Night. Everybody, thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. The main portion of our show, we checked out some fresh and digs of the week.
Digs of the week.
Some stuff that me and Steve picked up this week here on here in the local scene. We're trying to keep the scene alive. That's what me and Steve trying to do.
I believe you want to show them something else.
We want to show something else.
You might have picked up.
Okay, here's something I picked up last week, courtesy is my Aunt Jeannie Beanie. My Aunt Jeannie Beanie said, "Would you like to have your grandfather's record player?"
Colostomy bag.
No, not a colostomy bag. My grandfather's record player. And I was like, of course I'd like to have his record player. Let's check this out. Let's go on downtown.
Check it out.
What we have here, it's a Morse AM/FM solid state record player. 16. I don't know what 16's used for. I don't know what that's about.
It's slow.
But look at this. Look at this. We got the wood lattice
Fabric.
with the cloth behind the wood lattice. This is from '65. It's the first thing my mom ever purchased on credit. And like I said, it's a Morse. She picked it up at a jewelry store. This is not top of the line, folks. This is
Let's hear a little bit of that.
This is what grown folks.
We got it mic'd.
This is what grown folks bought and listened to back in '65. So my mom picked this up for my grandpa.
Right.
And where's that wind coming from?
I think it's the fan hitting the mic we have over here. For the
fan's hitting the mic.
The music, so I'm going to turn the fan.
So how do we drop this on here, Steve?
Drop a needle on the record.
How do we drop it?
Just drop it, baby.
Drop it on there?
Yeah.
Drop it like a top.
You ever dropped a needle on a record? Oh, hell yeah.
Now listen to this, folks. Now what we have here.
I got it. We'll do it on this end.
What we have here, folks. This is a 78. Playing off of my grandfather's record player. 1965. What's this track we're listening to, Steve?
Damn, dude. It's going so fast I can't read it.
Yeah, the 78.
This is Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. This is a guy that when I lived in San Antonio, this guy lived down the street from me because I remember
San Antonio, like on Cloak and Dagger.
Tejas, middle of the state.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger. That's right. Down the river. Down the river.
Elliot from E.T.
But this guy lived down the street from me, or at least maybe you did. His son did. I don't know, but you know, they had a one of those trailers with the big Bob Wills and Texas Playboys on the side. Yeah. Some good shit right there.
Yeah, this is in great shape, man. The wood's in great shape. I know it's solid state. It's not a tube
it's
deal.
It's awesome though. It's in good shape. It's really.
It sounds really good, man.
Your tubes are good.
And it was my.
The only thing you'll need to do every once in a while is buy a new tube. You go down to the electronics store and buy a tube.
But it's solid state. It's not tube.
Oh.
Yeah. See. That's the only thing. I wish it was. I wish it was tube.
They're screwed.
But it's solid state. That's all right. It still sounds great. 65, man. And the fact that it was my grandfather's and the first thing my mom picked up on credit ever. She was like 18 years old.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing you'll learn quickly about 78s is you got to be ready to change it because it ain't going to stay playing very long.
They're moving.
In fact, the song is over.
78s are moving.
The song is over.
So let's take a shot of this. It's in great shape. I really appreciate my aunt thinking about me on this. And man, I really appreciate my Aunt Jeannie Beanie thinking about me on this. And so we're gonna fade on into that.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Very nice.
That's cool. And it stopped.
Much appreciated.
And it's
Well, that's
cool,
one
man.
thing mine doesn't do. My
Yeah.
arm, my arm drop arm doesn't work. Yours
The drop arm doesn't work
Yours
on
apparently
yours?
works really well.
Grab your mic, Steve. I'm
Okay,
gonna close it. Look
I'll
at
do
this.
that.
This is a smaller console. I was afraid it was going to be a larger console,
Like mine.
and I wasn't going to have room for
Mine
it.
takes up a whole room.
Yeah, those are pretty intrusive, but this is a smaller guy. It's in great shape. Cameraman actually has a lot of 78s that we want to play from time to time, and we can't ever, but now we can. And we're glad to have this. It's my grandfather's, man. That feels really nice to have that in the house. Keeping the scene alive! So thanks for staying with us. And you know, we're gonna come on in with a little thing. Man, all that growling, man. That growling is fucking gnarly. So what we're gonna do for some growling? Oh man, a little so to speak.
So to speak.
Yeah, you know what? I've been getting a little thirsty this evening, Steve. And thank goodness we got some sodas to quench our thirst.
Thank God it's soda.
Yeah, we got some things to quench our thirst. It's a couple of revisits. And, I mean, in a lot of ways. But you know, yeah, you know, a few weeks ago in one of our first Soda Speaks, we mentioned the. Well, I'm hiccuping like a drunk on a 30s cartoon. It's terrible. What do we listen to in the background here?
I think we've
Oh,
got
this is that instant funk.
Instant funk. Laying it down.
Yeah.
Keep the funk going.
They're definitely laying it down.
Part of the show.
They're definitely laying it down. I haven't heard this record yet. First time you, first time me, says Mr. Miyagi. And, okay. S-video cables come undone.
Hey man, hang in there.
We're hanging in there.
Get through this. You left your rundown at work.
I left my rundown at work, and so we're kind of going impromptu. This is all off the cuff. So here we go. Here we go. We're going with a live, so to speak. We're live on Ustream, folks. Don't forget, all these segments will end up on YouTube. YouTube.com/Machete Miller. All of your favorite Grown Man Record Night segments are going to end up there. Sooner or later. Sometimes sooner, sometimes later. I'm not God. I can't tell you when it's going to end up there. What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? 0 or 1. It's one of the two. Simulation theory. I'm not going to get into all that.
What about string theory?
No, I'm not going to get into all that. This is I need a bottle opener, if you wouldn't mind. So this is a brand we featured on So to Speak previously. The Sidrel Mundet out of Mexico. That's not how you pronounce that. I'm not a linguist, mind you. I'm not a linguist. This is the apple soda we featured. And, you know, we had it in a plastic bottle. We all know here on So to Speak that the glass bottle is always going to be preferred to the plastic. Bossman found the glass bottle. This is that apple soda out of Mexico.
That's a super compare.
Super Compare? Okay.
Super compare.
This is real deal sugar, real deal apple flavor. Let's see what this tastes like out of a glass bottle.
Man, I love. It's like walking into another world.
Oh, that is so good. It's refreshing. And I'll tell you, I'll reiterate what I've said before. If Americans were to do an apple soda, because I used to grow up saying, why is there no apple soda? We got every soda known to man. Yeah, try that. We've got every soda here known to man. We don't have apple. Why don't we have apple? My mom was like, shut up. Shut up. There's 30 million kinds of soda. Shut up. But why is there no apple? I would say. And
You got cider.
There's cider.
Everything just short of soda.
this is the '80s. You know, there wasn't that much. You had a lot to choose from. You had you had regular cola, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, look, there's an apple. My mom's like, really? There's all these brands of soda, and you want to complain about it. But then, it's good. And I never understood why there wasn't any apple, and I still don't understand. But the Mexican version, the Sidral Mundet, is yeah, it's a subtle apple soda, nice and carbonated with a little apple flavor to it, but it doesn't knock you over the head like what Bubble Yum would do with apple. You know what I mean?
There's an etched apple on the bottom.
Etched apple
I know
nickname.
you've had this in a can, but I think it's better in this bottle.
Yeah, no, we had a big plastic bottle, but this glass bottle is definitely where it's at. And, you know, last week we mentioned the Sprecher colas that you can pick up at the Sheetz convenience store. Yeah, so this company produces all kinds of beers. I mean, from regular lagers to stouts and IPAs. It's a beer company, but they're actually more known for their designer sodas. And girlfriend and daughter Abigail hooked us up. She knew what we wanted. Karma. I tell you, Abigail really knew what I wanted here, though. I mean, this really this honed into my soda funnel that kind of goes into my own person, so to speak. So this week, you know, last week we featured the cream soda and the regular cola, which were very good.
How are our levels?
Very good. Very good.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can project.
You can project.
I turned it down.
You can project,
Because
Steve.
It was hooked to this, and this was too loud.
Oh, you're too loud, Steve. On the board. This is live TV. This is what happens when you're on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to try to give the listener and the viewer the finest experience we can.
We're trying.
And it's hard when you don't have crews on all the equipment, but we're doing the best we can, damn it.
It's a push promise.
At least we got live mics.
It's a push promise. So from the Sprecher brand that we mentioned last week,
Push promise
which
to
is
you.
out of Wisconsin.
Sprecher's the soda.
Yeah, I speak of DeSoda, which is out of Wisconsin.
Sprecher.
The Wisconsin. All
Probably
the way
a
over
the
to the
Sprecher
west.
family.
All the way over to the west of the Wisconsin.
A lot of Germans in the Wisconsin area.
That's true. A lot of sausages, a lot of cheeses.
A lot of cheese. A lot of
a
backed
lot
up.
of beer, a lot of soda.
A lot of backed up internal small intestines.
Okay, so we're going to try the Sprecher grape. You want a little bit of this? Kill yours.
Let me kill the apple.
Kill
and
the
then-
apple. I'll give you a little grape right off the top. Okay.
That's enough.
Now that's plenty. All right.
Great.
Most of these are made with that
to
raw
get-
Wisconsin honey.
My
Let's see what we got
palate.
going on.
Leinenkugel's also from the Wisconsin area.
Oh man, that's a good grape
Chippewa
soda.
Falls, Wisconsin. Leinenkugel.
That's a good grape soda. Now this reminds me of Grapey Co. out of Alabama, which you can't pick up around here. This actually tastes a lot like Grapey Co. Cameraman, if you would you hold this up to the camera? I won't sing the praises of many grape sodas, but I'll tell you what, that's a good grape soda.
It is a good grape soda.
It's well-rounded. It's got a nice body. It's got a nice sweetness. Not too sweet. It's stuck in my mustache, but not like stuck there permanently. That's a good grape soda. Tastes a lot like Grapey Co., which is my favorite grape soda. Alabama, where my mom's family's from. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that's good stuff, man. I can taste that raw Wisconsin honey. We'll also want to try a Raven Red. This is a cranberry cherry cola from Sprecher. Another one. We're going to complete the whole line here this evening. Steve, make sure you got that killed in your cup. I'm going to give you a little Raven Red here. It's got a little bird on the label. These all have cool labels.
I like red things.
You like red things.
That's enough.
That's enough. I said about it. Okay, let's try this out. Raven Red. This is cranberry cherry gourmet soda.
I think the folks need to see these labels. They're very artistic.
They saw that one. Okay, that's a unique Raven
But
red.
what is the red flavor? Is it strawberry? Or is it cherry?
That kind of tastes
Or
cherry
is it
to me.
red cream. Remember red cream soda? What's
do
the deal
remember.
with red cream? It's cream soda. You made it red.
Yeah.
A friend of mine ate a bunch of carrots one night, got drunk, drank a whole bottle of red cream soda, and he puked red carrots the next morning.
Red carrots.
And it was we were going out. It was my best friend. We were going to march in the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yeah.
And he's puking in his band uniform up and down the streets of Savannah.
What has carrots got to do with any of this?
You don't want to see carrots mixed
What-
with
what
red
is-
cream soda.
Well, he ate carrots and the cream
He
soda.
ate a whole bag of carrots.
I once drank a bunch of red cream soda and ate a bunch of cheddar Pringles, the Cheesums,
Yes.
and ate some bean dip with that. I threw up all that, and I wouldn't eat none of that for a while.
This is pretty good red soda.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about any of that anymore. It was really gross. Okay, we got one
Raven
more.
Red. It's okay. Thank you. It's cranberry cherry.
Okay, yeah. So,
I like that. It's got a little
Cran-jerry?
Got a little tart bite to it.
Jerry Belson, Jerry Davis.
We've already been there tonight.
I'm a Belson. I'm not going to, no. Okay. So this is the one I read from the Sprecher biography last week. They make more of their root beer soda than they do of all their beers combined.
And why do you think that is?
That must mean they make a damn dank ass root beer. That's what I'm thinking.
What do
Really,
they,
this
what do
rated-
they also make a lot of in Wisconsin?
Serial killers,
Ice cream, maybe?
ice cream, sausages,
Root beer floats.
root beer floats, serial
You
killers.
need root beer for root beer float. Now,
And you-
now this would be awesome for a float.
You're not using a coaster.
And grape.
On my
yeah,
grandpa's, look at that. all that's bad ideas. So anyhow, we got
Well, we get it out of here then.
we got the Sprecher root beer. It says rated #1 by the New York Times. That's a liberal publication. I don't know how much stock I put into the New York Times nowadays. You know, several years
Are
ago.
you going back into your act?
I'm just saying.
Stand up?
I don't need their liberal agenda affecting the outcome of my program. I don't like liberal or conservative agenda affecting Grown Man Record Night and how it uplifts. We're bringing people up here. This is Friday. Everybody sits up here on Friday and like, you got your Tuesday cats down here now, right? And everybody up on Friday is up here. So there's a big whole gap.
Okay. I'm following you.
Root beer. So this is #1, numero uno root beer.
There are no bugs on Friday.
No, there's no bugs up here. No, numero uno root beer. Oh, it's got a little crow guy, like something really racist bad.
Now, come on. Just because you see a crow.
I don't.
It's a crow. It's a magpie.
It's
It's a thieving magpie. Is he stealing it? I bet.
it looks racist.
No, it's a thieving magpie.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe the thieving magpie was racist. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, he's just happy to have a root beer.
I
Let's
don't
show
know.
the audience that.
You make your own decision. I don't know.
Sorry.
It struck me off the top as
You just.
it's kind of got that mama's little baby love shortening kind of theme to it, and I don't know. I don't know if we necessarily agree with that here on the program. We don't necessarily agree with all those certain types of themes. We love everybody here on Grown Men Record Night. All of our brothers and sisters.
This guy's got it's like a road runner. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's
They're
a
fast.
gorilla on this one.
Okay, take it
See,
easy.
you're just
take it
you're
easy.
automatically trained to
You
think
take
these
it.
things.
You take it easy. You take it
Okay.
easy.
Yeah, you take it easy. You take it.
Okay, let's try this root beer. Clear your
Okay.
palate.
Gave you too much red.
Oh, that's good. That's a good smell for a root beer. I like a good root beer now. Okay. Let's see what this. Oh, this has actually gotten a little warm. That's a good root beer. That's one of the better root beers I think I've ever had.
That is a good. Does it have caffeine? Probably not.
No, probably not. I don't think.
There's
I
only
don't.
one.
None of the Sprecher brands have caffeine at all. People are hitting me up on my phone.
You're off the air.
I don't know what people are saying.
Okay.
I think Sean's hitting me up with something. Some other people hitting me up with something.
Maybe there's a problem.
I don't think there's a problem. We're on the air.
You're all the way live.
We're all the way live. Okay. Well, that's some good sodas.
Which one do you like the best?
I think that root beer is pretty damn solid.
The apple was good.
The apple was good. That's always solid, man. Because it's nice and subtle.
The grape was really good. I don't think the red, I wasn't as impressed.
No, I wasn't either. That's my least favorite. The root beer and the grape. I'm really impressed as how close the grape soda is to Grape-Eco, which is an Alabama favorite of mine that I get family to bring up to me when they come from that area. That's close, man. That's really close to Grape-Eco, and that's one of the better
You should probably add a little segment, like right after, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where you just let out the big belches and just, because drinking all the soda,
Yeah, it builds up.
it does.
We got some beers going on too, some sodas,
So,
some other. Let's go to a little Soda Speak graphic. Folks, we appreciate you joining us for Grown Man Record Night.
so to speak.
That was one of our Soda Speak. Soda Speak.
So to speak.
Soda Speak.
So to speak.
Yeah, man.
So
Well, we put it down tonight. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 sodas? God almighty. 4
and your
sodas.
Leinenkugel's 50% lemonade. So.
That's true. We're drinking some summer shandy from Leinenkugel's. That's half lemonade, half wheat beer. That's almost a soda. So, yeah, I don't know. Man, a lot of soda. I'm trying not to burp on the air.
Yeah, like you've never done that.
I've never done that before.
Okay.
But, all this soda and all this tomfoolery this evening, it's gotten me a little bit hungry.
Well, I've got, that's a lot of sweet, and I need a little salty.
A little sweet,
I need
a little salty.
I need a little something,
What
something.
do we got for salty?
What do we have for salt?
We got a cigar. We got a lighter.
Salty cigar.
We got a cap. What else we got?
Oh,
yeah,
we got chips.
Yeah, that's right.
We got chips. You kidding
Okay.
me?
All right.
Oh, man.
I tell you what. Also hand me those Doritos. Middle bag, the little guy. There we go. Okay. So, we appreciate you joining us for Grown Man Record Night. We're going to finish ourselves off this evening. That sounds inappropriate. I'm finishing. Things fell down. What the hell is that?
What do you got under there?
Oh, that's the thing my Voltron goes in. Yeah, that's Voltron's thing. Yeah.
Chip chat.
We got a little chip chat going on this evening. We don't actually
We got
have an
a lot
open
of
bag
chips
special.
over
We
there.
got a lot
We
of
got
chips.
a
We're gonna
lot of
save
chips.
some of these for next week. We got
Some
so
to
many
save.
chips.
So let's not give them chips next week. We're covered.
We got so many chips that we're gonna save some for next week. But we got some
How we
going
doing
on right
record
now.
over there?
We're alright, I have to switch up in a sec.
Yeah. All right. What do we listen to?
It's gonna be some Funkadelic.
We got some Funkadelic. This is the new one I picked up
No,
yesterday.
I picked up this is one of mine.
No, the Funkadelic is mine.
No, that one's mine.
That one?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is that one?
Red Hot Mama, baby.
Red Hot Mama? What's
Well,
that?
the song is Red Hot Mama. I forget which album it says. It's
Yeah.
Standing on the verge of getting it on.
Oh, man.
Standing on the verge of getting it on, just getting it on. Something
Okay.
like that.
All right. I'm not familiar with this one either. Let's get down with it.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Is it playing?
So we're gonna slide from this funk music into some rock and roll here shortly, and while we continue.
Well, we
to
better
hang
slide
out.
to some chips. Let's go.
Yeah, we need
Let's
to go with some chips. We don't
Come
really have an
on,
open
man.
bag special. Let's go with these right here. These some chips you picked up. This is the.
didn't pick those up.
No, you picked those up. Cameron picked
I've
these
had
up.
them. These are awesome.
These is the habanero chips.
Is it Barcel again?
Bob Barcel.
Barcel is back in the house.
Barcel is a big friend of the program. We have featured so many
Barcel, you're so
Barcel
good
chips
to us.
and so many. It's a Latino brand. Housekeeping.
Te amo, Barcel.
Housekeeping.
Te amo, Barcel.
Superman not here. No. So they're habanero. That smells pretty hot. You say they're not too hot? We got some
They
chip.
have a nice. Whoa. They have a nice.
Speaking
heat.
of chips,
They
look
have
what
a-
we're going on behind
They have
Steve.
a really nice heat.
It's chips.
Chips. Speaking of
Hey,
chips,
what's
Dad,
up?
it's
We got
chips.
subtitles on there too. It's Chips, the program. So anyhow, we got some habanero chips. Let me see how hot these are. Let's hear from our studio audience. Let's pass these around the room.
A little bit of lime.
I feel a lot of lime on that.
And
A
then
lot of lime, a lot of heat.
There's a heat. That
Grown Man Record Night is filmed before a live studio audience.
it's a good heat.
That's a good heat.
Don't
Good
give that to the dog. It'll make her shit turn
Blue.
red, blue, purple.
What we got going on music-wise? I don't hear any music.
Funkadelic.
Funkadelic going?
Can you turn the house sound up just a little bit?
How you do it?
Make sure that channel 2 is,
What's up?
yeah?
What's up, baby?
There's a,
Pumping out hard.
all right. I haven't heard this. It makes me a
The
little
house sound
nervous.
is right here.
I don't know if it's,
No, sorry, that's not it.
it's Booth. Booth.
It is booth.
It is Booth.
Okay.
You can't go too loud on the booth or the mic gets a little tangy.
Well,
They got some heat to them.
we do got a little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat to them.
They're
All
really
right.
crunchy.
But you know, we can cool that heat on down.
That heat's good though.
What's
That's
a
all
good way to
like.
cool that heat on down? A little Samai
A little bath.
plantain chips. We featured one other plantain chip on the program. I've not seen this brand.
What is this?
These are plantain chips.
Soma? Samaya.
Read off the back. Tell me what those are about. I got my mouth full.
Well, they're plantain chips.
Yeah?
They're naturally sweet. Dolce al naturale.
That's some little bananas for all you rednecks. Where are they from?
They are.
From Arizona.
My mouth may be bleeding.
No, they're from
I'm
Quito. They're from Quito, Ecuador.
Oh, Ecuador.
Yep.
Uh, home of the rising sun.
One of the banana republics.
Isn't that the land of the rising sun?
But the
Ecuador?
CIA did a really good job of keeping the citizens down so the militaristic governments
We're
can
not
stay
taking
in
this
charge
political.
in Ecuador, Guatemala.
Okay.
Believe me.
Let's pass these around. That's a nice contrast to the habanero.
I like that.
That's good stuff, man. All natural, fresh, sweet, but naturally sweet. Not bologna sweet. You know what I mean?
Not like a banana. It was
Oh yeah.
ever so slightly banana. But it's
Okay.
Not.
Let's
Very
go
firm.
firm chip or crunchy. I felt like I may have lost a tooth. Was it just a piece of plantain? And I wiggled it around. I'm like, oh no, it's
I
plantain.
just feel like I lost a bunch of teeth.
I pulled it back out, and it didn't have any blood on it. Good to go. Good to go. No blood. And then it's a chip. It's not a tooth.
What else we got?
What else we got? You picked these up.
Mm-hmm.
You picked these up from a Latino store?
No sheet.
From Sheets? Bullshit.
It was the sheets right outside of Mount Airy, between Mount Airy and Dobson.
Woo! Okay. Well, these are from Doritos, but they're called Dynamita.
Dynamita.
Dynamita. Nacho Picoso.
Picoso means.
And everything on the back is in Spanish.
Picoso means very spicy. So
They-
they better.
yeah.
I hate when people use Spanish words to describe
Yeah.
things like, you know,
We have had some random
and then they're just using the word really.
random Latin brands on the show before. This seems what these are. These corn tubes. They're little small tubes. Hold this up to the camera. Or cameraman, you can grab you one, hold it up if you want. So these small corn tubes, almost like a rolled up Dorito. And like I said, the back is all in Spanish, so
Now
this is
that's
not
good.
this is not a normal release from Doritos, right?
That is good.
Those are good.
Damn.
It's like a rolled up Dorito.
What the hell, man?
It's like Doritos rolled up in a tube.
But the spices are a little different.
Yeah. Pretty damn hot. That's good stuff, man. That's real good stuff.
Frito-Lay, put this out mainstream, man. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know why these aren't available in America right now. I mean, we got them. We got them, but the back's in Spanish. Get you back in Merkin. Say like, hell yeah, USA on the back, and then more people would buy
You
them.
know, it's interesting.
USA.
It's interesting to note that Doritos knows there are migrant workers that work
Yeah.
right outside of Mount Airy. And so they
Yeah.
put these bags in their stores near
They'll spend all
Near
their
the
spare
crowd.
change on that.
But that's a
and
great
the
chip,
Budweiser
and I would-
Clamato. It's
I
got the
would buy
clam
that.
juice in it. That's just nasty. You ever had that Budweiser Clamato? It's got the clam
Yeah.
juice.
No, I haven't
is
had that.
Freaking
I don't go there.
nasty. I'll drink anything that's got alcohol in it, even if you pour it off a plumber's ass, drip it down his ass crack. I'll probably drink the beer coming off of it. That clam juice shit is nasty.
You won't drink that.
I won't drink that. I can't go for that. As Hall and Oates said, I can't go for that.
No can do.
No can do. Where's your drum?
It's over there.
That's perfect time. Okay, so a friend of the program, Trisha Bailey, hooked us up with these 2 bags. We featured the Kettle brand several times on the program. These, however, are the 30-year anniversary limited release edition. Even the stock of the paper, feel that before I even open it. That's a different stock of paper. All right, I need a boob. Get off of that. This is a red chili. These are all limited batches. So they're not going to make these forever.
Batch.
And so they say. Great tasting all-natural chips made with quality ingredients since 1982. Since I was running
Open.
Pac-Man up your ass, son!
Open.
Woo! Pac-Man!
82? I graduated from high school in 82. You open the damn bag, you're scaring me.
It's one of those bags. Okay, see that?
One of those that,
they got a notch.
This ain't gonna end well.
They wanted a notch going on.
I
Okay.
hate this.
Because that's how grown people open bags with that damn corner. Don't get me started on this shit again. I don't know who opens chips like that. It's retarded. And I mean retarded. Yeah, like the kids that are retarded. So don't come at me later and be like, oh, you talking about retarded? Yeah, retards. That's what I'm talking about. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
Okay. So, first part of your chip chat was a plantain corn thing. Now we're into potatoes. Actually, no, your first chips were potatoes. Never mind, I'm just talking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that now?
That.
Woo! Wow. Send those around the room. Red chili, Kettle brand potato chips. Just enough Kettle for a nice crunch. Mm-hmm. But not crazy like break your teeth out Kettle. Mm-hmm. Spicy, but not like make you want to run to the bathroom spicy. Mm-mm. Good spicy. That's good, man. Oh, that's a good chip. It's subtle, yet provocative. You know what I mean? Subtle,
Provocative?
yet provocative.
You describe a chip as provocative?
Oh, of course. You got a little of that afterburn coming down the road. It's like, oh, these aren't hot. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Maybe they are a little hot. That's provocative. That's the provocative angle.
Provocative.
Okay, we got another 30-year
Provocative
anniversary.
chip that was.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna.
Well, do you think these will be as provocative?
They may be. I think there's a little more over the top because I think they're already going to be hot. Those I wasn't necessarily sure. These are jalapeno jack, Kettle brand, 30-year anniversary. I'm going to go with a notch. I'm not going to open it like an asshole. See how? That's easy, I guess. But that's not how potato chips
they want
open.
you to kill the whole bag so you go buy another.
Who
bag
opens
this bag is like $3 probably.
Yeah, who opens potato chips that way? That drives me crazy. You go from the top so you can do the flip over and then the clip,
They don't
right?
want you doing that.
They don't want you doing that. They want you open it right there, kill the whole thing, go buy some more.
Go get your fat ass
Drives me
to the
crazy.
store, get some more goddamn chips.
That drives me crazy. So we're going with a jalapeno jack here. Let's try these out. Get up in there.
Oh, it's more fun.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I taste the cheese. I was afraid the jalapeno was going to knock us over the head and the jack was going to be gone for it. You know what I mean? I taste the jack cheese. I appreciate that because jalapeno has a tendency, if you see those two flavors together, I would assume the jalapeno is really going to overpower the jack. You know? Those are good, man. I'm going to grab another one to pass these around.
I made the mistake. Those plantains.
Careful with the open side. Because that's how they want you to open the potato chips. Or whatever.
All right.
Okay. Those are good.
Very dry cheese. Very cheesy.
That's good stuff.
Pepper jack cheese.
Yeah, let's wrap that up. Let's wrap that up with a chip
That's
chap.
a good chip.
What a great chip chap we've had. We've had a lot. We got a lot more chips
Oh, these chips are good.
that we could have brought right up here at Dome Piece, but we're going to hold off and save a couple of them for next week because we just had so much, so much coming your way. We're jamming some Funkadelic now.
Uh-oh.
Is that up in the mix?
We don't have another record ready.
We don't have another record ready? Hang on, man. I got a record ready. I'll pull a record ready. Let's see what we need to do here. Digging down. I'm looking for things.
You got big plans for Memorial Day weekend?
Memorial Day weekend, I just plan to take a little time off.
Is the show going to be on the air?
Show's going to be on the air. We're going to have some friends from Wilmington. Carl and Tiffany are going to be coming up for Grown Men Record Night.
Tease.
Yeah, this is a tease, deep tease. We got a week to go. Barefoot and Envelope, if you've noticed on the social stream, they've been with us for a long time. They're going to come up next week. They're going to be in town. I think they're going to bring some records and some stuff we haven't seen before. I know for a fact they've picked up some stuff that I've not even seen around here in a long time. So we're going to listen to some records. We're going to hang out, have some fellowship. I haven't seen these cats in a long time.
Probably start some trouble.
I've got some red something hung in my throat.
Take your pick.
Carl visited us over the holidays, had some records. If you remember Carl, he's had some of the beach stuff.
The envelope?
The envelope.
I remember him.
That's exactly right.
He had a box of records.
That's right. He's going to bring his wife this time. We're going to have a bunch of cool things to talk about. And we're going to cue this up. Let's go with this Claw 2 album. We'll play a couple of tracks off of this. This is that UK pressing Claw 2. And picked this up yesterday. I knew to get up on that. Yeah. So we're going to listen to some of that and keep jamming some rock and roll records here this evening. We sure do appreciate you spending your Friday night here with us on Grown Man Record Night. It's always a good time, and it's always a good time for fellowship, Steve.
I give all these bags of chips 4 bags of chips.
4 bags of chips all the way across. And we appreciate the Bossman
You can't go wrong
showing up.
with any of those.
Our other studio audience showing up. We got a full house here. We're making things happen. His cameraman is enjoying some fellowship with his nephew.
Paid off my house this past week.
Yeah, Steve paid off his house. That's big time business.
My wife and I, we paid off our house.
Yeah,
Very happy.
yeah, that's good stuff, man. Well, I tell you what, when we close this down, we're gonna take a shot of that,
Uh-oh.
and we got some apple pie moonshine. We're gonna take a shot to that. What's that say? Nearing recording limit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up, folks. So we're going to take a shot of that. You know what else we're going to take a shot to? Positive phone calls. We're going to take a shot to some positive phone calls.
Positive phone call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
That's what making the world go round.
Are we,
So thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record
Is
Night.
this a franchise I'm not familiar
It's a
with?
franchise.
Positive phone calls?
We'll see you next time. Keep joining us for some, and be sure to visit youtube.com/Machete Miller. Check out all the segments that you missed.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you dropping by. And
Yeah.
everybody, girlfriend, Kimmy, Bossman, everybody hanging
I'm
out.
gonna rip some more records.
It's a whole, it's a
I got Audacity going in the
It's
other
just a
room.
big old time. It's always a big old time here on Grown Man Record Night. And we'll see you next time. Join us next week. Carl and Tiffany will be here, and we'll have some more things to talk about. And maybe my azaleas will bloom by then. Again. Probably
You
not.
give them something to talk about.
I'll give them something to talk about. I'll give them the old root around. Okay. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.